Hey everybody, it's Corey at Linda's. Today I'm at the Houston International Quilt Market in the Hobbs booth with Stephanie Hackney, and she is going to walk us through some of the amazing projects that are being shown around with the Hobbs Batting. Stephanie, thank you so much for being with me.
Thank you for coming.
Oh, I love being here in the booth. Their booth is always phenomenal and full of so much education.
And we have soft carpet, so when your feet are tired, you come hang out with us.
This is the place to be, trust me. So Stephanie, talk to me about some of the projects that we are showing behind us and talk about the different battings that are in them.
Okay, so this one here and this one here are both made by Wendy Shepard. Online, she goes by Ivory Spring. She is a prolific quilter. I don't think this woman ever sleeps. She has pattern after pattern that's coming out. She's published a lot in Quilters World, so if you buy that magazine, you'll see a lot of her different patterns in there. And these are both quilts that she made with silk. That is her batting of choice, so her long armor gets all the silk batting and does the long arming for her after she designs the amazing patterns. Back on my
Can I stop you real quick before? Can you talk to us about the benefit of using a silk batting? Some people hear silk batting and they're like, I don't know, I just want to stick with my traditional 80-20 or something else. What are some really good benefits of silk?
Okay, so probably the number one benefit of the silk, especially for something like a wall hanging, is the drapeability, right? It is going to hang beautifully. It's going to hold its shape really nicely. It is a 90% raw silk blend with a little bit of poly, 10% poly. That poly provides strength and it gives it a little bit of loft because the silk itself is very low loft.
Right.
Now, if you feel the silk in a store, you're going to say, this doesn't feel silky, it doesn't feel drapey.
True.
Washing is the key. Once you wash a project one time, then it's like butter, right?
Yeah.
Really, really drapey. So that's the primary benefit. Another thing that's really nice about silk is you can stitch the daylights out of it and it's never going to be stiff. Now, before you wash it, if you've done a lot of thread painting or matchstick quilting, it might be a little bit stiff when you first do it.
Right.
But as soon as you wash that quilt, it's going to relax and it's going to be beautiful.
Wonderful. Okay, thank you so much. We'll keep going, but I think the benefits of silk are very, very important to know why you want to use it.
Yeah, and it's also, if you're using it for things like clothing, breathability is number one, right? It's my number one choice for clothing, and that's because of the breathability. You can use it in any climate, so if it's like hot like it is here in Texas, especially if you're in a humid climate, it's going to breathe. It's antimicrobial, so it's not going to mold or mildew if it gets wet. It doesn't absorb water, so it's gonna wick moisture pretty quickly. So it's really, really wonderful for clothing and anything where you're concerned about it drying quickly.
Okay, perfect. So talk to us about this Wild at Heart.
Right, so Wild at Heart is made by Heather Black, and Heather is a modern quilter, and she does a lot of really, really cool patterns. This one here is called Wild at Heart. And she uses our Tuscany cotton wool batting. That is her batting of choice. Everything has that in it. You'll notice she has a lot of straight line quilting. The really nice thing about that is you're going to get a lot of texture, a lot of puff in between the stitch lines. Not as much puff as you get with wool, 100% wool, but you've got 80-20 cotton and then the wool blended together. Really, really nice. For lap quilts, for bedspreads, for throws, it's really my favorite for those. There's another quilter by the name of Adita Sitar. Many of you know her by Laundry Basket Quilts. That's her batting of choice as well. In fact, you'll see her picture on that batting.
Lovely.
So all of her quilts also have it. And the reason they choose it is for that drapeability and the fact that it's going to give you really nice texture and dimension.
Cool. Okay. What else do we have? Oh, I want to talk about this teddy bear. What do we got here?
So these projects are all made by Gina Tell, and she goes by Thread Graffiti. She's an Austin area designer, and she made this really nice combo of a table runner and a pillow. And then she also has this amazing teddy bear, which we'll let Corey cuddle with.
I want to hold. He's so cute.
And this is him. And such a cute pattern, right? I mean,
it's
so
adorable.
cute.
Yes.
And the pattern comes with the eyes and everything in it.
Perfect.
So very, very nice pattern, very well done. And we just love those kinds of things. Now, this is made with our stuffing. We have several different types of stuffing, and that's what he's stuffed with. And then you can use whatever fabric and batting scraps you have to actually make the outer shell.
Cool.
Yeah.
So Hobbs just isn't just batting. You've got so many
Correct.
other options as
Correct.
well.
In fact, one of the things, so people see this pillow and they say, oh, that's really nice. Did you use your stuffing?
Right.
No, we actually use pillow forms. So these are pillow forms that we sell. We sell them in everything from a 12-inch square to 27 by 27.
Wow.
And then we also have a 12 by 16, so like a little travel pillow size.
Right.
The really nice thing about these is they're made with that same poly stuffing. We make all of these by hand in Waco in the plant. So everything is made by hand. It's sewn by hand.
It's a really cool process to watch. I had the honor and opportunity to actually go to the Hobbs factory a few months ago and watch some of the processes that are done. And that is, they put a lot of heart and effort into their whole process, but especially these handmade products.
Yeah. I mean, our girls are fantastic.
Yes.
And the really nice thing about the pillow forms is they do not crush down, right? Like a lot of pillow forms, you use them for a little while and they get really flat. These don't get flat. When you want to wash them, you just throw 2 of them in a washer with a towel to balance the load, wash them, dry them, put them right back in use. And again, because they're stuffed with the poly doesn't absorb water, so they dry very quickly.
Right. They're going to keep that nice poof to them.
Yeah,
so
really
here
nice.
in the center of the booth, you have got this beautiful jelly roll rug.
Correct.
And normally when I see tutorials on them, they're using some type of batting, but it's shifting all the time. It seems like a nightmare. And I think, actually I know, you've got a solution for that. Can you talk to us about what's in this pattern?
Absolutely. So this rug was made by Minky Kim. She goes by Zeriano, Zeriano. She's got wonderful new fabrics with Riley Blake, so if you want to go check it out. But she made this with our fusible batting. So we have, our number 1 selling batting is 80/20, right? Heirloom Premium 80/20. It's what everybody likes to use. It's the most stocked in long arm shops.
Yeah.
It's just a very versatile, durable batting. We have a fusible version of it where we take the 80/20 batting and we spray a non-toxic water-soluble fusing medium on both sides of it, and it allows you to adhere both sides of your quilt sandwich in one step by pressing with a very hot, dry iron.
Pressing.
Right, pressing, not
Pressing,
ironing.
not
so
ironing.
if you see a video that shows the person ironing, no, it's pressing. And so that's how you do this type of thing as well. Now, because you're basically going to be making a tube, so you're going to take your fabric strips, right, like your jelly roll strips, you're going to connect them all together, and then you're going to cut your batting strips to the size that you need, and you're going to press it. But because you're only going to press one side, what you want to do is you want to lay a non-stick mat down, lay your strips of batting, put your fabric, press from the top. Now it's adhered. So now when you go to make the tubes, whether it's for something like this or this wonderful bag that Susie Wong, one of our quilters, has made, when you're making this tube method, you want to make sure that you're getting those tubes nice and even, right? And if your batting and your fabric is stuck together, you don't have to use pins or clips. You can roll it and sew it at the same time.
Love that.
So it's a huge time saver.
Right.
Right?
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's how that was made.
That is so cool. Talk to me about this piece right here that you've got here.
Okay, so we've got a lot of different types of projects in the booth this time. Normally we just have a lot of big quilts, but I asked a lot of our designers, I said, can you please talk about some of the projects that you're doing that are not big quilts? And one of them was this table runner, right? And just fantastic, very nice for the holidays, great way to update your decor, very quick make. And these types of things can be made with any low loft batting. Anytime you're making something for the table that is going to have food and drink, you're going to want to make sure that it's made with a low loft batting. And the reason for that is you put a tall stem wine glass full of wine on there, you don't want it tipping over, right? So you want to keep it kind of smooth, but you can see that you can still get a lot of texture.
Yes.
You just don't have the puff.
Right. So what's a good low loft batting recommendation for something like a table runner like this? What would you recommend?
So
for
you
that?
could use Thermore, which is 100% poly. You could use the 80/20. You could use 100% cotton. You could use the silk. However, here's the warning on that one.
Okay.
Generally, if you have food and drink, you're going to have spills, you're going to have stains, you're going to have to wash the item in warm water. And so when that happens, you want to use something that can be washed in warm water over and over again. We do not recommend that kind of washing for the silk. The silk needs to be washed in cold water.
Got it.
Right?
Okay.
And so if the fabric gets stained, you're not going to be able to wash that in warm water to get the stain out. And so we really recommend staying with the fibers that are good, you know, like polyester or 100% cotton or an 80/20 blend. blend.
Awesome. Okay, last but not least on the back wall here, what is this piece in these little sections right here?
Right, so this is from Sharon Holland Designs. She is one of the amazing art gallery fabric designers, and Sharon is another person that comes out with lots and lots of different patterns, and this is her latest here. And then she's got a variety of different projects. So we have a pillow down here that also has chenille around the edge. That's the binding, so that gives a nice textured finish. And then she's got a little tote bag. Now, Sharon uses silk. She likes our silk, but she also uses a lot of our polyester. So for a really soft, fluffy comforter, especially one that maybe you're going to use for kids or that's going to get a lot of use, maybe abuse, and get used outside, polyester is a fantastic choice for that. So those are some of the items that she has here. Follow us on Instagram. That's how you learn about all these things. We're at Hobbs Batting, all one word, all lowercase.
Yes.
And you'll see a lot of the signs on here. Those are for the giveaways that we're doing here at Market.
Love that. Well, Stephanie, thank you so much for spending some time with us and talking about these different projects and talking about the different battings that are included in it.
Most welcome.
Thank you.
Most welcome.
Stephanie also put together a wonderful use case chart from Hobbs that talks about what batting works great for which project. That is available on our website, lindas.com, under our free digital downloads. Make sure you hop over there and grab that so you can see all of Stephanie's wonderful knowledge on one beautiful piece of paper.
And if you need a lecture, we do offer batting lectures free of charge. We offer them to guilds, and you can just give me a shout and we'll try to get you set up with one.
Awesome, that sounds great. Well, thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Thank you.